What is up, all my favorite people? Now, I have no one around me, so I could have the music way too loud. I think it's slow. I could have my voice way too loud, but I hope it's just right. I'm glad you're all here, and I want to say, just Nate, thank you for joining the membership today. I noticed that, and I tried to have it pinned up here when everybody came in, but I had to pin up the member giveaway video, which we've also got other things to give away, but this little guy right here is what we're giving away to the members. It's one of my just ergonomically slicey, excellent little two signs in D2 steel, titanium frame lock with the nice front flipper. It's got a little DLT coating in the fuller. Whoops. So you can front flip it if you're good at that, but I prefer to get in the fuller and snap it open, but you've got the regular grip. You got what I call the cardboard cutting grip. And this little guy, I think you guys will really like. Hey man, channel member, I'm gonna go through and I'm about to greet all you guys. And I'm gonna then hopefully not get too far behind. And hopefully we'll have a guest here in a little while that I think we'll all find very interesting because I've got some stuff to ask him about. Chris Hingle, I don't know if you're in here yet, but thank you, brother, for being here, channel member. Lord Meadham, my man, the guy who's got the nicest knives and some very, very classy shoes, if y'all really pay attention to his posts. Chris Hinkle, channel member. NFK20, I hope you're having a great day, buddy. Channel member. Bama Ninja, Timmy, my man from right across the street there on Interstate 65 up in Athens, Alabama, right outside of there. Lord Needham and Bama Ninja hanging in there chatting. And then T Fetch, I made you a moderator just a little while ago behind the scenes, buddy. So you should be able to post your links. You've been in here long enough, so if you've got anything you want to promote, you should be able to post a link or let me know if you can. Not a channel, welcome, buddy. Great to see you again, my man. And then we've got, let's see, scroll. Keep in mind, I'm looking at Marco Gamma, channel member, be up. Hello, brother Jason Brown, and welcome forever. Guys, what I need to get is a little, God, what's his name? The little thing that Grumpy and his roommate made, the little figurine with the spray paint can that some people painted and some people came painted, the little that goes with you everywhere. I need one to sit back here. I need to talk to Grumpy about that when he gets settled. Happy Friday, Marcos. It's great to see you, channel member. And all you channel members, please go enter for that giveaway. Just leave a simple comment. You can leave goob. Just don't leave FUCK or anything like that, because evidently YouTube doesn't like that stuff and it'll take it out of the giveaway, which I don't think is fair. I think it goes against free speech. Ginger Fisher 75, channel member and someone who's been here before, and I want to also make sure that he enters the giveaway. I never want people to feel just because you've won a giveaway here, you're somehow not qualified to win another one, because there's something that happens weird in the knife community that if you keep an open mind and you always enter contest, you might win a lot of knives. That doesn't mean you're going to hoard them all, but you might take them and then find a friend at home that needs a knife. You might take them and you might do something kind for somebody then. Or you might have, like I said in my video, you might win 3 knives, but hell, 2 weeks ago, you lost 8 knives because somebody broke into your car. So never, ever feel that there's anything less than random shenanigans going on when we give away knives. And I want everybody who takes the time to come to the giveaways. We'll have giveaways where we want you to be here. And if you're a member and you enter a giveaway, you don't have to be here. As long as you are a verified member and you put a comment in, we want the knives to go where the quad gods, the knife gods want them to go. That's the way I look at it. Lord Needham, I'm excited to see you, buddy. I'm excited to see every one of you because, again, I'm not going to spend any time whining about it because my week was wonderful because I'm still here. I'm smiling. I'm in front of all you guys trying to think of ways that I can bring you more value, and we can maybe cross over a clubhouse where we can have some chats when people are just kind of low key or want to chat. Maybe it's a late night thing once a week, not like a night owl, not to compete with Brett, but just to go over and have a place where at 10:30 on Thursday nights, if anybody wants to chat, they can come to Clubhouse. We'll have a room open where people are just talking, something like that. So I am thinking about it as things change around here, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. The 3.5, and I noticed today on his website, and let's look at this real quick. And everybody, don't freak out on the prices. There's some special pricing going around from some dealers, and if you have questions about the pricing, ask him about it, because I have, and I feel comfortable that even though this knife is too expensive for my blood right now, it wouldn't have been if I'd planned for it a few months ago. My life just might be changing. But what I've noticed is it's not called, and I thought it came out the EDC 3.5. What's exciting, and the reason I'm super stoked to have him here, is to have him talk about his Eutektik line with the new FDS that's coming out. I've got a Trinity here from the second iteration, because the one that I bought at Blade Show last year was a prototype in D2. But if you're to look at his knives, and he's got a site laid out where you can look at accessories, but let's not waste too much time. This is the Trinity. This is the one I have here. This knife is going to be $85, 14C 28 steel. It's a little bit longer than my ideal knife, but there's a knife coming out called the Eutektik FDS, which is going to be the same price point in that $80-$85 range, sub 90, that is going to be a field duty 3.0, which is, let me stop sharing for just a second. This is my number one favorite knife in my entire collection. And I was influenced to buy this by Lefty's initial love on it, but then he had Liong Mah on his show, and I think either River's Edge Cutlery or Knife Joy still had a few of these G10 and a few of them in carbon fiber. And I'm so glad I got the G10, even though the carbon fiber would have been lighter, because it's got the unibody construction. It is so snappy, and it is small and fits my hand great. The field duty folder, or 3.5, is not much bigger. It actually fills my hand very well. It's got a beautiful S90V blade. Actually a much nicer knife with the liner lock, because you don't have the frame lock. But this size for me is so perfect. So let's fast forward over to me sharing the screen real quick, and then I'll get back to greeting everybody. So this Eutektik is going to be, there's going to be an FSD, which is going to be the same basic construction, the same basic style in a liner lock with G10 and 14C, not LMAX and titanium. It's going to be, I think, probably the hottest budget knife out there. And you guys can scream about this price, but this is just the retail price. But there's something to be said that I didn't know about until I experienced it. Crosscut fiber, crosscut carbon fiber. And I'll let him talk about it a little bit more. But it looks like it has oiling voids in this carbon fiber. This is not only super, super smooth, but if you look at the edge here, that's where I'm afraid they waste so much of the beauty of the carbon fiber, the way it's milled, because it looks like very thin stacks of offset black and blue stair-stepped carbon fiber. And then it's got this back spacer. My field duty, when I bought it 2 years ago, right when I got into the knife game, this was probably the first above budget, first knife that broke $300 for me. And I want to say this knife in G10 was $335, and I settled it. And at first I was really nervous, but when I got it in and started carrying it, cut myself with it because the blade would fall down. But it just feels better, in my opinion, anything away from knives like my Jaeger, which feels great, but it just doesn't have the balance and the nimbleness of my 3.0. My Dom is another top 5 knife that there's nothing to complain about this knife. This knife's wonderful. And G-Ball, I'm sure, would fight me on this, but I really think, in my opinion, for my use and for my hand, even my other Liong Mahs, my KUF, nothing compares to this knife. And I would like to talk to him about, has he thought about doing another run of these Riot made unibody G10 LMAX or S90V even, because that's what I love about this. Besides the carbon fiber, the thing that I wish was not here, which I have a hard time using because they've tightened the detent with the detent ball, is this front flipper. I wish the front flipper wasn't even there. I wish that had been foregone. Even though it's a liner lock, not a frame lock, I would have rather it been set up to be a flipper only, because with the frame lock, you can thumb flick it, even if you're not a thumb flicker, or middle finger flick it from anywhere because it's tuned so well. It won't shake out, guys. This knife has been absolutely, because I was over at my buddy's A to Z EDC. He may stop in here, and he's got a great knife because his is my Carta, my Sin, which is the best tech knife, which I love very much. I wouldn't trade this knife for anything. I can shake it out. I don't look at that as a negative. So, do I wish it didn't shake out? Sure. Can I shake out the Liong Mah Field Duty? Not in a chance. Can I fail it by just flicking it out? No. The two things I mentioned in my review that I wish were a little bit different, but I don't know if they could be because I'm not a designer, is I wish this hole, because I've got little fingers, not little fingers, I've got average size fingers. I wish this hole was more, even though the shapes are very similar, that this hole was just a tiny bit narrower, where you had a little more metal here so you could get more meat, even though with my finger hanging all the way through this hole that far, if I get it where it's just not stuck in there, it flicks fine. I just wish I could just push it against there and not have to worry about it going through. And I wish it wasn't a front flipper, but it's tuned for the flick now. It's S90V, got a super tall flat grind, has this swedge added to the top of the blade here, which my Field Duty EDC just had a straight swedge. But I've got a neat fixed blade to show you too, and I'm going to strike a ferro rod and try not to burn the house down. But it's much bigger, or much smaller, than the Field Duty 4.0, and it kind of splits the difference for those of you who thought the Field Duty EDC might be a little small. And if you go to Smoky Mountain Knives right now, amongst some other dealers, you will see this knife greatly discounted for the weekend. But in any case, let's go back to greeting everybody. Just Nate, new channel member. Welcome, my man. G-Fetch again. Hey, man, channel member. Jim Miller. We're going to have a giveaway tonight. One of our many that's going to be 100% responsible by Jim Miller. Jim Miller's made it responsible for us, and it's a cool giveaway, and I think everybody's going to be stoked. Thank you, Jim. I'm glad you're here, buddy. Chris Hinkle, channel member. Good to see you, my man. We've already talked to Lord Needham, and my thing just flickered. Let's try to get caught up. Mersalt, my man, what is up, buddy? Marco, I think I saw you over at Metal Complexes where I've been hanging before these come. Gonzo, what is up, my people? Chris Hinkle, channel member, my buddy, what is up? And then we got Carco in here. Chef Rocky, guy who I met right when I'd woken up from a nap in the frickin' pit at Blade Show. And I don't drink, guys. So I was just exhausted from, I think, the second day. And I'd taken about an hour and a half, 2 hour, maybe a 30-minute nap. But woke up with Izzy by me. And Chef Rocky might have been there when I was falling asleep. It was this weird little hour and a half, 2 hour window I have where things were weird. I never moved from out of my spot. So nothing happened. But I just know that I was probably not on my best behavior when I met Chef Rocky. And again, there was no alcohol involved, no drugs, just me being old and freaking tired. D-Metal channel member, welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad to see all you guys here. Green, what is up, my man? Channel member, welcome, my friend. Everyone who is a channel member who hadn't heard me say this yet, and I'll quit saying it, but it's pinned in the top of the comments. Please go register, because I would love to have 100% participation. Every week, I struggle with which of my knives to give away to one of my channel members. Somebody that I know, because I know all you guys. We communicate. You support the channel. I'm still going to give knives away to people because I know everybody can't join. And I don't want everybody or anybody to be put out or feel like you're not going to get love if you don't join. You'll get love. But I want every one of the channel members, winners or not winners, to try to win these channel member knives. I'm keeping a toll. Fuck's that. I'm keeping a list of people who I know have not won, who have tried. And I'm going to make those things right through other karma means. So there'll be some things that nobody knows about, that's all good, that won't detract from our giveaways. But it is important to me that the people that win the giveaways are the people that I know are in here trying, that are in here because they like hanging out with the community. That's why I never put a giveaway in a title. That's why I'll never put a giveaway in a thumbnail. I'll never put a giveaway in a description. I want you guys to know, my friends, the people who come by and hang out with me on Friday night, you can count on a giveaway. You don't have to be a member to get a giveaway, but they'll have an extra giveaway. And I will encourage them to enter the open giveaway because, again, I think all these things happen. Knives come to people that need them. And what I've found, the beautiful thing about this, someone gets a knife, they've seen somebody in the comment section that's been hoping to win it that doesn't win it, and they turn around right then and give them the freaking knife. And I get to mark it in my book. No, Dean and I decided to pass that knife on to such and such who wanted it, Dopey who wanted it. That was hypothetical. I probably got that messed up. But, I mean, guys, that's what makes it all worthwhile to me. Not to spin and hang out and talk with you guys about cool knives that come into play. This is that Eutektik I was telling you about. This is a Liong Mah. It's the Eutektik Trinity. He'll have to tell us. I'm not going to rat on who I think the OEM is. I'm going to let him tell us that. But it's a flipper. It's a front flipper that I can't actuate worth a shit because I get my hand where the flipper is. So you've got this flipper right here. My hand's short. So for me to get the front flipper, I have to be far enough away to where that flipper doesn't hit the top of my hand. So it makes me really have to snap it, and I hate front flipping. But it would work if you have a normal sized hand, because this knife is on the larger side. If we look at this knife, Paramilitary 2, almost cut my finger off twice there. What the fuck's wrong with me? But you can see that the Eutektik Trinity is a full-size knife. And look at those choils, guys. Trust me when I tell you, this isn't my favorite of the 3 budget brands that Eutektik's bringing out. That's going to be the Eutektik FSD that I'm going to buy because it's going to be a budget version of my favorite knife ever. But this Eutektik Trinity, and this is the production model in 14C, has drop shooting action on bearings, has a 3.5-inch blade, bigger than I like, has a great handle, and a very usable finger choil. So you can get down there and make those chef cuts or make those more detailed cuts. Almost cut through my fingernail there because I'm an idiot. And if you get your finger where the lock bar or this flipper's not going to hit my finger, you can front flip it like nobody's business. Great knife. Ouch. But that's the Eutektik Trinity. And those, I would go straight to Liong Mah's site. If you're interested in those, let's go back here and take a look at where those are. And I'll put the link because it's an easy one. Or I think I've got it in the roller, the scroller there. Do like I do. And I know this drives the makers crazy, and Liong will probably say, no, don't do that. I like to reach out to anybody who I'm thinking of getting a product from, or I have a question about a knife they're making. I like to reach out to them. There are a couple of reasons. One, they'll show me that they care or that they don't. B, they'll see that I'm curious, and I'll see the excitement they really have behind what they do. I've come to know a couple of different fixed plates, guys. I had one ordered, paid full price for it today. One of y'all told me about it. It got to Huntsville last night. It was supposed to be out for delivery today. Needless to say, it didn't happen. It'll be delivered tomorrow. It's an absolute banger. I want to show it to you. I wanted to unbox it and have it here tonight because I release my unboxings right after I unbox them. But I'm torn at telling you about it. But one of y'all mentioned it to me. It's American made, and it's an EDC fixie, and it's in Huntsville. I also have my first ever Great Eastern Cutlery, thanks to a brother in the community securing me one, but I've still got to wait for it to get here. It's not this. This is my Jack Wolf, one of my Jack Wolves. I've only gotten two. I know that's kind of facetious to say only, but if you guys knew the depths of my addiction, you would appreciate my self-control. And I don't know if y'all saw, but the low drag jack is coming back out, and they've got a purple one that looks like it's got purple Jolly Ranchers with black licorice in it. And it's just got me totally flipped out. And let's look at it. Because I like it very much. And I do not need another Jack Wolf right now, because I would like to enjoy my little GEC that's coming in, and maybe down the road try to get another one of those, because I don't need to buy. I need to spend more money on knives that you guys will be able to resonate with. Here it is right here. Look at that, guys. That is a DLC, the first DLC coated. How do I win it? Like this post, tag 2 friends. This is random, guys. I'm just pulling up who comes up. But this is the drop that's coming up. These right here. So he's doing 2 titaniums for the first time. This is S90V, by the way, not M390, which the last run was. So he's doing this wood, which is rosewood with hand satin, dark blasted tie with belt satin blade. And then he's got the jig dark blasted titanium, which is this one right here. Lava flow. The Chrynite purple, which I really like. And this must be the dark blasted titanium, where this is the jig dark blasted titanium. But this was my favorite shape besides the Feel Good Jack. I really like the Feel Good Jack. And this is their next drop that's coming up. And I wish Jack Wolf and Ben all the success. But that's going to be a hard one to pass on. That's a beautiful knife. But anyway, enough of that. Let's see what we got here on Mr. Liong's page. That looks like a older field duty. Nice guy. I mean, I don't know what you guys have seen of his work. If you've had a chance to go by his booth at Blade Show and see the type of fit and finishes and the thoughtfulness behind his designs, he's really an interesting guy and a very particular guy in what he makes, what he likes, what he finds to be acceptable. But I will tell you what I got in, and I did a review on today, and I'm not underwhelmed, but I'm not overwhelmed. This is the little Archer through night Archer Mini, which what I can tell, it's got a high mode, and it's got my moonlight mode, and I'm not going to do it now, but it's got a strobe mode with 3 lights. But those are my main 2 features. I've got my full beam, my low beam for my keys and stuff, and then my strobe if I want to get the strobe going, which is cool. This light was under 20 bucks. It was $19. It's got a great form factor. It's green aluminum, this one is. I don't know if you can tell that. But you twist this cap off, and it stops about right there, and it exposes the USB-C where you can charge it up. Didn't take me long at all to charge it. Probably about an hour will get you a full charge. It's got a reversible clip, so if you like to clip it to your hat, you can. I've got it the other way right now. But guys, I picked up, and I have another one coming from Amazon, but I picked up another Rovivon, which is very, very similar to my aluminum Rovivon, my little simple one, my little tiny light. So if I look at the form factor of these 2 lights, this one's designed to be a keychain light, but I don't use it as a keychain light. It's got magnetic pocket clip, which I clip it in my pocket. But it's got a magnetic tail cap that I put on it. And what I love about this is I can click it once and it puts on moonlight mode. Whoops, I went high beam. Click it once, it's moonlight mode. Then I can go through the lights. Moonlight mode, low, medium, high, or turn it off. The coolest thing is I can push it and hold it, and it gives me the full throw. So if I'm coming out to my car and I hear a noise and I want to see what's out there, all I do is push and hold. It gives me a full beam. I think it's like 600. I don't know what it is. It's small. It's a small light. It's about 26 bucks. If I click it twice, it turns it on, and then I can cycle through my power up to my high, which is right here, where my turbo is higher than that. But it won't run turbo that long. So I like the little Archer Mini. I like the form factor. I think it'll have a good place in my, and this is the little Mini Pro, I think. It'll have a place in my EDC bag. But since I picked up the little Rovivons, and my go-to Rovivon is my tie. And I don't know if I put it in my drawer. And guys, I can give a thumbs up for the Harbor Freight wooden tool base. It is a win. So this was my first one, the little angel eyes that just has, you can do the same thing, push it and hold it. You can double click it to get it on. And it's the one that I've got an extra battery in here, so I can flip it around. When that battery goes dead, it runs off a AAA, but it doesn't have the side lights like my little clear one does. So I ordered one with the side lights, but this is my OG. This is the one I splurged on. It was 120 bucks, something like that, on Amazon. It's got some serious weight. It's got 3 beams. It's titanium. It's the Just a great light. Got a little moonlight mode. And they make one that's taller, a little bit taller, and a little slender that's $89. So they've got two really nice EDC titanium lamps. And I still like my O lights. I'm checking some of those out too. So I'm just kind of in a light phase. I've been not buying as many knives, even though I've been buying more knives, because I bought a cool one that was supposed to be here today. I really wanted to show that to you guys. I've got a MicroStream, brand new American channel member. I love that one too. I think that's this little knife right here, or that little lamp. Isn't this the MicroStream? I can't read them, but I think that's the MicroStream. I'm not sure, but they're good little lamps. And this little thing is a mad win. I mean, I picked it up for like $90, and I had all my flip joints thrown all around everywhere. Yes, this isn't the greatest quality, but it's every bit the quality somebody like me needs to keep all my stuff locked away, or not locked away, but just stored away, right? I mean, look how much room I've got for more slip joints. These are most of my Rough Riders and Two Sons, and then I've got my fixies, my little go-to fixies in the bottom drawer here. And so it gives you a lot of flexibility in what you keep in it. So if you've got a spot, I was going to put this in my closet initially, and then I figured it would just go fine in here. That it's sitting on is my grandmother's from 1925. It is a record player turntable with a I'm trying to think of them. It's got a Norfolk Grumman amplifier in it. Bought in Huntsville, Alabama back in the 20s or 30s. It's badass. Yeah, that Dean, I'm telling you, those storage boxes, you can get them on Amazon for like 150, but if you've got a Harbor Freight next to you, you can get it for $90. And they'll bring it to you in a box. You'll go in the store and you'll see it and you'll be like, man, this is kind of broken up. And you'll ask them if they've got one, and they'll go get you a fresh one in a box, and it was packaged. I mean, to die for. The box had a few dings in it, but when you opened it up, you have all this foam around it. I mean, you literally slide it out, and it was pristine. And then if I was still married, or if my daughter wasn't in college or out of college, if she was still here, I'd have her to stress it and paint it up and make it cool. It is wood. You can see like these dovetails on the front, but you could really distress it and do some cool painting with it if you wanted to make it a different color. And then the top area is where I've got all my my Jack Wolfs and my good stuff. What is up, Urban Woodsman channel member? I hope you have registered for the giveaway, buddy. You do not have to be here to win the giveaway if you're a channel member. Dark Gravity, are you in here? What is up, buddy? You are welcome to come up, my man. I'm waiting for brother Liong Mah. He was going to come in at some point later this evening. I think about 9 or 10 o'clock. He's on Florida time. Mimo, good to see you, buddy. Welcome, welcome. I've got to get my other chat up so I don't miss anybody. I did miss Carco gifted memberships. Carco, thank you, my man. Parker, you guys are so kind. I appreciate you more than you know. I wish StreamYard would show me that. Let's see if I can get this to dock up here and still let me dock there. Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to see the comments on both sides. Perfect. So are you guys really Roll Tiders? I live in the state of Alabama, but screw Roll Tide. War Eagle. Alabama's bought their championships since before there were championships to be bought. We all know that. I grew up an Alabama fan. I come by it honestly. So let's do this while we got time. Let's see what we carry today. So I carried in my right pocket the Liong Mah Field Duty EDC. In my left pocket, I carried my Viper knives twin, which is a great knife. If you're into slip joints, I take that back. I carried a $52 Mazarin Italian made knife that I picked up from Collector Knives or collectorknives.net. A great little D2 knife with a very modern ricotta, keep you from cutting yourself. Just a nice knife. And then my go-to knife was carried right here in my back, and it was my Griffin Scout, which has quickly become my favorite everyday knife. Thanks to Stasa 23. If y'all haven't seen Stasa's 23 review on this knife and the F3 folder that Griffin Co. has got a drop on right now, and their little small Scout Medic, which is a smaller version of this, which I hope to get. S35VN, full tank construction, very minimalistic. Fantastic knife. And what's great about it, check this out. I'm using Ulti-Clip so I can yank it out of my pants, but watch the sheath. When I finger push it. Did y'all see that take off? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It has got perfect retention. And I just put it back there in my 511s. Flip it right there. And I do not even feel it. And that's the 3 knives I carry. So what'd you kids carry today? And I'm at Cheeto, or I'm at Dang Ross saying hi to Cheeto, channel member. So y'all tell me what you carry. And I will put it on screen. Or what you're carrying. Or if you're just running around naked, that's fine too. Michael Morgan, Mimo carried the AWT Manix 2 today. Very nice, very nice. That is a winner. So much of a winner that I've got the original GOAT, or not the original GOAT, the Rock Scale Designs Manix. But I've got AWT on my my Mini Adamas. Christopher Skip had the real steel Megalodon. That is quite a knife. Brand new American channel member. Had the pre-M3 marble carbon fiber at LMAX. Very nice. And Drink Water, who I skipped over, channel member, had the Spider Co. Shaman and the Jackwood Feelgood knife. I had that earlier in the day, and I thought I still had it in my pocket, but I didn't. Now, Thomas had the Kaiser by Barbosa. Is that the G10 that's integral? And then Grani had the Black Steel Echo. Now I've got the Micarta Echo. I picked it up off Amazon last week, and I need to grab it. Where'd I put it? All right, we're going to stay on the Black Steel Echo, and I'll be right back. Ronnie had the Black Steel Echo, and I have been doing reviews and testing on the Micarta Echo, and I really, really like it. And then Tactical Terry had the Evo 3 and an Ariats on me. Beautiful knives, buddy. Congratulations. And then Mayor Saul had the rosy and serrated bird. That is a combination there. Pink Surefire G2 with the Malkoff drop-in flashlight. Dude, you are rolling high today. Congratulations. You deserve it, man. Bama Ninja got a new Ontario folder called the Carter Prime. I'll have to watch your pocket check. I've not seen that yet today. And then Jim Miller, who is going to be back in one of our giveaways tonight, had a Kubi 322, the Titius, which is badass, a Spew, a Brother 1510. Nice, 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 nice. Very good carry. The perfect trio. And you probably use the fixie to cut as much. I did. I used the fixie today to cut most of my stuff. And I didn't get my Amazon package. So really, it was literally cutting stuff on tape for other videos. Pizza operator, the man, the myth, and the legend, carried his Chavez Redemption 229 full tie, his Sharp by Design Mini Evo, and his TPK tie QSP Hedgehog. Have you guys seen what TPK and others, White Mountain Knives, are doing with the Penguin? Have y'all seen the slip joint Penguin? It came and went like that. Boom. So they've got slip joint Penguins, and I thought that was very cool. But very nice carry. I've got a buddy of mine, A to Z EDC, who hopefully will be in here sometime tonight, who is giving me an opportunity to bring a Chavez into my collection that I don't know or didn't know that I wanted until I played with it. I don't exactly know. I think it's a Shanghai Street. It's a flipper tab. Or not a flipper tab, it's thumb studs. Ginger Fisher 75 carried the Demco 20.5, Tough Light, and a Brother Lockback Jade Titius. Very, very nice. And I broke out tonight one of my 4 Demcos because I don't give them enough love on the show. I've got a Demco in every blade steel up until they went to the premium. So I've got OS 8, I've got K110, I've got 3V, and I've had no problems with any of them. They've all been sharpened. They're all very slicey. Let's see if I can find some paper. This one has original goat scales that are titanium. I've got original goat aluminum scales on one pair, on one set. I've got carbonized carbon fiber scales on another one. And I've got micarta scales from Sharp by Design on the 4th one. 2 of them are drop points and 2 of them are shark spuds. And I love them. I love the lot. I love the size of the knife. I just don't give it enough love because I've got other knives. But the Demco 20.5s, even though they've been around for a while, guys, don't let the rivalry scales, stuff like that throw you off because you can get these now. I'm seeing them on sale for 120, 123 bucks. And you can get a set of scales for 70, 80 bucks. They're very easy to put on. I've even noticed that places like Blade HQ and Knife Center sell springs, which there's a newsflash. It's just the same spring as in a big pin. They're just very customizable knives. So I'm a big fan. A lot of people aren't big fans of the Demco Shark Lock, but I am. I think it's pretty cool. So, and the Hedgehog is a great, great knife, pizza operator. And I love that Jade Titius. I gave that away in giveaways many nights past. And don't let me forget, I've got to do some ferro rodding in a little while to prove I can do it. Dean Griffin, channel member, had the Monkey Edge Quantum Chromax Shiro. Very nice. And let's see what we got here. People saying hello. I love it. Urban Woodsman, 87. He carried not the Mayhem by Vosteed and my BRS Evolve Fulcrum. So they're calling it what now, Urban Woodsman? I saw some shenanigans there on the what would you call it? The naming convention being either updated, but anyways. And then Chris Hinkle carried the mini J Cape Kershaw live wire. I've been eyeballing that knife, and I'm not an out of front guy, but I've been eyeballing it. The ZT0308, very nice. And my buddy A to Z has 3 J Capes right now. He's going to be selling one. They're all from the latest drop. They're all awesome. I think the one he's selling is a black tie with like stainless steel insets, and I might be buying it. So I'll let you know if I don't buy it. Pretty fly for a knife guy. I carried the Felspar button lock, the James brand LS Slim. I've looked at that one. The Cold Steel Air Light, QSP Penguin Plus, and the QSP Penguin Mini. Pretty fly, have you seen the QSP slip joint? We'll just go to it right now. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's not in stock currently, but I have put my email in because the Penguin, even though I've gotten rid of it, it was one of my number 1 OG knives. And now, it is a slip joint. Okay, I'm just going to do this. Check it out, kids. Now, of course, 194s, that's the top one. I'm sorry, but I think that's very sexy. And they've got, 62 bucks. You can get a slip joint with G10 and 14C 28N if you don't want 20 CV and, raging carbon fiber. So they've got them priced out along with the Hedgehog. You can get just Arctic carbon fiber. You can get gray fat. I mean, they've got it in 2 price points. Great knife. 62 bucks. Grab one. I'm going to. If you don't have one, put your email address in there. And then remember, if you are so inclined, I get nothing of it, but you can save 20%. Just drop Javon 10 in your checkout, and you will be good to go. Is Dopey in here? How is that little rascal? I hope his plane trip was uneventful and he is safely in Huntsville living out in the resort. And I hope he's out there with Panic and Vince, and they are all living the dream. They're my little buddies. All right, what are the carries I got in here? What are the carries I got in here? And guys, we're not even an hour into it yet, so we'll do a giveaway here in a little while, a random one for just people, because again, member giveaways, you don't have to be here, but I do want all the channel members to go up there and leave a comment. I would like 100% participation, and when I do my secret query into those later tonight, I will know how many people participated. It'll either hurt my feelings or I'll be stoked. Pretty fly. The Tanto 20.5 does look sweet. I'm more into the blade steels than I am the blade shapes, because I think they're really milking that design for what it is. And I talked to Andrew about that, and he wasn't amused, but he was fine with it. Forrest has been a member for 4 months. Thank you, Forrest. You are a gentleman and a scholar, and you are the creator of all things steezy and swaggy that live in my pocket. And I know people get tired of seeing my pocket dumps on the same Hanks, but I will throw Miss Countess Anne in there from time to time because she's my internet crush. But the rest of the time, I try to be all Forrest all the time because his Hanks are the best. EDC Roundtable, guys, we're going to jump over there real quick. I'll share that with you. It is changing every day. It's one of those sites like NAFSAIL that I have no affiliation with. but I absolutely go and I check it because their inventory basically changes around and you get new stuff that's dropped on there. So I can go in here and I can just look at the top drops. I gotta log in first. Not gonna do it, but it'll let me go look at the Dopey Hank. It just won't let me save stuff. Out of stock. But you could probably order one. Forrest would hook you up for our brother Dopey. And you got Team Eli Hank to show your support against Shane, the biggest bully in the internet, who's going after an 8-year-old boy. You guys, we have to boycott Shane. He's going after an 8-year-old boy, and he's losing. He's losing the battle of wits with an 8-year-old boy. But the round table's where it's at, guys. And communicate with Forrest. Check out some of the cool stuff that Lancelot Leather has on here. Stevie's beard oil, of course, is fantastic. I've got to re-up on that. You've got the EDC challenge coin. You've just got tons of cool stuff. And it's not inflated prices, and you know it's going to basically support our community. Look at the small meth cat, Hank. Tell me that's not cute. Only 2 left in stock. Look at that little booger, that little chode. I love it. Put it on your little pouch. But yeah, man. And up here you can go straight to the maker. So if you want to go look at some Jack's Jank, you can go in here and you can check out. Let's see, where's our Jank? Where's our Jank? Boom. We'll visit Jack's Jank. And check those out, guys. I mean, just beautiful. Black linen and orange paper micarta. That looks like Mr. Bill. Y'all remember Mr. Bill from Saturday Night Live? Oh no! But yeah, good stuff, man. So you guys definitely go check out our brothers at, let me put it in the chat here, www, even though y'all are all mods, EDC Roundtable.com. Bang. Let's see what else we got. I know we got some more carries in here. T-Fetch, I've got some fat wood in here that I've been shaving on. And what I ought to do is I've got my little Exo ferro rod, because I'm not going to use the striker. I was going to use my super sharp spine on my little LT right. Did y'all see that? So this little edge that I was telling y'all about, that looks very sharp, I guarantee you I can throw some freaking flames on a fire with that. Like a fireworks show. But yeah, and I think I told you guys, this in MagnaCut was $95. If I wanted to get it in A1 tool steel, it would have been $75. If I wanted it in 3V, it would have been $85. So super good deal. In my opinion, came with that sheath that I've kind of gotten used to. And not only is it a little slicey beast, it is a ferro rod striking. Let me put a little wax on here. It is a ferro rod striking machine. I'm just going to take a little bit of this and put it where the sheath's been soaking it up, which is right here. Boom, 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 boom. And this stuff's both because corrosion resistant and it's a conditioner for leather, smells really good too. So I rub it in and then I wipe it off. But we will break it up with a giveaway here in a second. We'll do a random giveaway out of the gate. When we get to be about an hour in, we're about 5 minutes out from an hour in. And see, I'm not asking you guys to like it. I'm not asking you guys. I'm just glad you're here. Absolutely glad you're here. And I do think that you should communicate. If you're brand new here, chat out to somebody. T-Fetch has been doing it for a while. He's been chatting to people just so when you win, we'll know you're somebody that's been in here. And it'll be easy to say, all right, congratulations. There won't be any scrutiny about it. Did he just pop in or she just pop in? But yeah, that is the LT Wright little Voyager first. Great little ferro rod striker. And I wanted to test that. But one of our giveaways, this is going to be one later tonight, is it's an actual 3-way or 4-way. No, it's actually not. We had a giveaway last week, and I need to look in my little dossier, but somebody got an Olight Hank, and to my dismay, the Olight Hank was not in it. That was my fault. I've got the Olight Hank right here, so I'll find that out later. We'll be getting your Hank, and then tonight we've got another Olight pocket organizer. This is not the current giveaway. This is just one that's coming up. We've got a sealed pack of Wii playing cards to take out in the field. And we've got a badass little Civivi Centilla, which we'll get out and look at in a second. But that is going to be our giveaway. And here in just a second, how many people do we have in here? Let me go down and see. Let me get caught up. Christopher, what is up? Colorado. Dude, you're in a wonderful state. I lived in Boulder for 4 years, lived in Vail for 1. I'm in Alabama. But welcome, welcome, welcome. You're welcome here. So guys, if Christopher wins, Christopher's communicating in the chat. So even though I haven't seen him a bunch of times, I know he's in here. Y'all embrace him, be your nice selves, and let's get some more people in our little tribe. Dang Ross, channel member, Christopher. There he is again. He's chatting it up. I love it. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself in here, buddy. Matthew Russell, channel member. Good to see you, my man. All right, all right, all right. So what we're going to do, Junior Miz, welcome, welcome. Is I'm going to find us a hashtag word. First thing I'm going to do is find out who won last week. Byron, welcome, buddy. Glad to see you. I'm going to find out who won last week. I think it's Forrest who did not get the Hank, ironically enough. I think the Hank was in with the Tough Light. So Forrest, talk to me. Talk to me, Forrest. Did you get an empty Hank box in your giveaway? I know it was kind of a joke because it was an Olight Hank. Blade Ogre, did you win the Hank? Somebody got an empty Hank box. And I just want to get that written down before we do this next giveaway. And I think it was Brother Forrest. Kyle Coonley, welcome, brother. Joe Isabella, welcome. Glad to see you guys. Okay, Forrest got the empty box. That was my fault because I took it out and showed it and then didn't put it back in because I'm an idiot. But I've got your address. And I'll get you a little love with some stickers in there that I haven't been sending out. Force Love, Hank. And you can get that on or do whatever, brother. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go to the StreamYard giveaway tool. And all you guys need to do is chat it up so we'll know you're, because again, I don't post giveaways. They're just something we do at random because I want you guys. And this is a pretty cool one here. This is a gift to me, and I'm giving it to you guys. All right, let me share the screen. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I think there are only like 45, 46 of us in here. So y'all throw EDC Fixie up in the house. And we're going to go with this little Jason Knight Sweet Hummingbird. It is an absolutely fantastic knife. I've just started to collect and amass a huge number of these. Not these particular ones, but small EDC knives. I'm sending it out with a leather loop so you can wear it appendix, or you can take this off and put it on any other type of retention method or use it as a pocket dropper. But I'm not seeing anybody putting that in yet, but I could be slow. But this is what we're going to go with. This little acid washed G10 Jason Knight Hummingbird. It is super freaking sharp. I sharpened it today with my little Victorinox rod because it's a little bit of a recurve, but it's super easy to sharpen. All you do is you take a little rod and you use that rod, hold your angle. Kyle Coonley can probably attest to that. There was nothing to it because it's such a small blade. And Forrest, we got you handled, my man. All right, we're getting some EDP. And we got Ian Coates in here, Pocket Stuff. What's up, guys? Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you guys. We got Marco, Matt Russell. What's up? Y'all all put it in there. Let's see how many we're getting to. We're up to about 16. That's not nearly enough. We got 51 people in here, and all you got to do is put in hashtag EDC Fixie, and you've got to be in the continental United States, and you've got to be 18 years old, and that's about it. You got to be able to prove you're you. Send me an email, and I will send this out to you tomorrow, and it will cost you absolutely nothing. And it's a great little, I would say it's the perfect size to see if an EDC Fixie is going to be your game. So one of my number ones is my little Jacob Creates Chickadee. I'm going to stop sharing. So my little Jacob Creates Chickadee is the same size as the Jason Knight Hummingbird. It just has a more simple blade. That is the Chickadee, where the Jason Knight has a more dramatic tactical blade. But I can assure you, when you carry these, the retention on both of them is absolutely banging. And this is actually a leather strap, where this is a kind of a Kydex strap. So we're at 16 entries. Is something wrong? Or am I not reading it right? It seems like I see more than 16 entries over here, but I'm not seeing a lot of entries going to the EDC Fixie. And what's bizarre is my videos show me, I've got a guest in the back, so y'all better throw in EDC Fixie, or we're going to go and just get this over with right now. So you've got 5 seconds, and I'm going to bring out Brother Liong Mah. Are you there, people? Somebody quote, "We are here." You ready to come up, Leon, and watch this train wreck we're involved in? All right.
Yes.
Y'all, Leon's up, and he's going to watch y'all put in EDC Fixie. And I don't think anybody else has put it in, or my thing's not working. So somebody tell me what's going on in the chat.
I see EDC Fixie
Yeah,
from.
I see some people putting it in, and now we got 17. Okay. So we had 56 in here, and only 17 people put it in, and I was trying to get, there we go. Y'all throw it up there. Dang, Ross, been a member for 4 months. Thank you, brother. All right, I'm going to give the EDC Fixie another 15 seconds, and we'll have other drawings coming up. But we're going to talk to Liong while we've got him here. I have tried the Lackey, and it is awesome. You guys ready? We're up to 32. I'm not going to cut it off if I see it move. All right, it's up to 34. I love it. Y'all are getting involved. Dark Gravity's up, and he dropped his EDC Fix in. Good to see you, buddy. I'm going to kill the music while y'all put that in. Boom. That way we can all think and talk. Josh Worth, great to see you, buddy. All right, I'm going to draw this in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, guys. And our winner is Chef Rocky. I love it. Congratulations, Chef Rocky. Let me get you written down here. Leon, how in the heck have you been, my man?
I am doing well, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, this is like my bedtime. I don't know how you stay up so late.
I know, and I wanted you to come in earlier, but I know there's so many people that have live streams with Metal Complexes giveaways, and I hate for you to come in and there'd be nobody here because everybody has so much to,
Don't worry.
talk to you about and have been influenced by your designs. And before you came, I was showing off the Trinity and some stuff like that. But yeah, I'm glad you could join us. And y'all, Leong's on Eastern time, like a lot of y'all are. So he's got an open invitation to come back earlier. It's just I don't want him to have nobody here. So
No, no worries. I'm
great to see
usually
you, buddy.
up pretty early, like 6:45, 7. I'm up. So
And
yeah,
that's Eastern time, and that's
it's a
me
decent time.
here Central. I'm about a 5:45 guy, but I take these micro naps. I guess because I'm old.
Okay,
I will take little hour naps during the day.
I won't complain anymore.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm a you could almost say it's narcolepsy, but I take it as day naps.
Oh man.
But this this EDC or this Liong Mah Field Duty folder is unbelievable. I mean, the detent, the tuning, the finish of not only the S90V blade, but the cross-cut carbon fiber is something to just behold. It's a beautiful, beautiful specimen. Well
Yeah.
done.
So crosscut is made like have you ever seen like black wood carbon fiber? Like how they side cut the carbon fiber?
Right, right.
So they make like a 2-inch block of carbon fiber. They lay it up, and it'll be a 4x4 weave if you look straight down on it. But because it's a 2-inch block, they're able to cut it on the side, and then you get like just the lines of carbon fiber. That's why they call it blackwood. Well, the same concept goes with the Arctic Storm side cut. They would lay it flat with different resin colors, and then it would be like a 2.5, maybe a 3-inch block, and then they side cut it, and that's how they get like the woven patterns like that. It
It
looks
is
amazing.
it is stunning. And what drew me to it, which you can't see on the camera, is the layers and the strength that you can tell by looking at it from the side cut.
Yeah, I mean, fat carbon material is load bearing compared to other carbon fibers. Um, Ovidius, who is the owner of Fat Carbon, used to make frames for like carbon fiber sports cars.
Right.
And then someone approached him to make material for knife handles. And he was like, really? Knife handles? There's a market for that? And now it just completely took over his whole business. He
It's
does this. Yeah.
The workmanship is unbelievable, and the snap is like I was telling these guys. I've got a very special place for Liong Mah designs because a long time ago I fell in love with this little field duty EDC, and it's still out of knives in my collection, which I've got way too many. This is it. This is my number one, and it's followed not as a number two, but the cuff, the KUF. I think it's a 3.0. Is that the
Yeah,
small
that's the
one?
3.0 you got.
Yeah, the 3.0 is every bit is tuned and it's snappy. And then when the liner lock came out, and I heard different reviews and experienced some that were more tuned for the top flip. It was
Right.
very obviously tuned for a different deployment.
Yeah.
But whatever has happened with this, and what I've told people in the review that hadn't released yet, is I rediscovered this knife in Atlanta in 2023. And when you sent this along for me to try, I expected it to be an Atlanta copy. But guys, this was a sealed copy that had come in just like any of the other knives would. So I hated to have to cut it open, but I literally cut the bag and it snapped right out of the bag from the OEM. So
Yeah.
whatever you had modified, not that I had any issue really with the first version, you can definitely feel a much more responsive snap. Not to mention, it's just such a beautiful knife. The wire blasted titanium, which the camera doesn't do it justice.
Yeah. So that's a wire wheel, and
Okay,
that's you get like this wheel with all these steel bristles on it, and basically you're pushing the titanium into the bristles. And what happens is like they'll get like little tiny dimples on the titanium, and it's gonna the stainless steel actually coats that titanium and makes it super hard. So you won't get like the little scratches like you would if you had like the bead blasted finish.
right.
So we try to do things to like kind of help people make sure that the knives look a certain way for a long period of time. And like stonewash is one of the ways we could do that. And that one with the wire wheel takes more time because it's
Right.
individually like each piece somebody had to go and do put it on the wheel. The other interesting fact about the wire wheel finish is it will not anodize because
Interesting.
because we basically put a layer of stainless on top of the titanium in the process. So I've had guys try to do it, and it gets like super hot, and they'll tune up
Voltage.
the voltage to where they'll get like lime green, and it might get like a slight bronze at that point, but it'll be hot.
But let me tell you something. It is so stunning, and I'm an untrained eye, but I call it a very elegant orange peel. And it's not an orange peel because you don't have that texturing, but what you
Yeah.
just explained makes perfect sense. And what I found just gorgeous are these blue titanium screws you used in the Arctic carbon fiber to where you don't even see those
Right.
screws. Not to mention you have no displacement between this crosscut. And when I say crosscut, guys, this looks like you could probably, I'm not going to say shoot a pew pew through it, but it's very, very, very rigid. And you can see it built up almost like years of earth being compressed on top of each other.
And that's one of the effects that we were going for with having the nested liners, because we're using this premium material and want to see like, hey, this is not just inlaid into a titanium frame, but it's the liners are nested, so you can see all the size of the carbon fiber and everything.
Absolutely. And I can't do it justice here, but there is no, the liner is fully nested to where when you look down at this profile of this knife, you see the side cut of that cross cut carbon fiber. The only place you see a liner is where it's coming and engaging with the tang of the knife. And the lockout is just perfect, and the drop is beautiful and just well done.
Yeah. And I have to give up to Riyadh for being a such a great manufacturer, when they heard the concerns of the detent, they offered to take it back to retune them all. And I don't know of any other manufacturer that will stand up to the quality the way they do.
I'm glad you brought that up, because that is something that is above and beyond, I think, both from you, which I understand why you would have asked or they would have volunteered, but for a partnership to work like that, because to me, D10 is so subjective. It is really, some people say it's too hard. Some Ian Coates, they are dialed like a champ on the 3.5 or the Liong Mah field duty folder. I cannot fail it, and I can barely front flip it, which is good because I'm not a front flipper guy. It feels just like, and in my unboxing, I compared it to my EDC, and both the sounds, even though the blade's larger, and the snap, even though one's a liner lock and one's a frame lock, are consistent, and they're amazing. But getting back, it's such a subjective thing for them to have, and you to have taken the time and the effort. Thank you for that, because I hope you were getting the love at Blade Show, where people were seeing that you had not only said you were going to do some things, you did the things that you said you were going to do, that most, not only manufacturers, OEMs would have done, most designers, manufacturers would have said, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I owe it to all my fans and all my customers who have supported me for all these years. And yeah, that is, that if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And that way they can always count on me for that.
And I can tell you, not only that, people know they can count on you for the top-notch quality, and someone who I think you have such discerning taste that you will not let it go until it's perfect. And I think you can find, and I don't know how it works with prototypes, how the timing works, but I think if you embraced a few people that are much more knowledgeable than me, I don't know, people like Nick Stassa, who would take a knife, use it, not do a review on it, but just say, hey man, this is perfect. This is just like we expect from you. This could be changed if there is anything. I would
love to connect with him. I don't know him offhand, but I would love to connect with him.
Well, I can connect you with a lot of what I consider to be very objective people who are just, they lend their advice. You don't have to take it, but I think it's user advice, because they have so many knives come across their desk. And a lot of times you'll get a suggestion that is not in line with what you're hoping the knife does. So you can just have that dialogue, and they're like, oh yeah, I get it. Or you come up with something and say, that's a great idea. Maybe I should jump around that, whatever the case may be, right? Just those little insights.
Right. Yeah.
You do a great job with staying plugged in with the community. Your Instagram's very active. I notice you're doing a lot of lives there and addressing your audience.
Well, that's one of the ways, and I definitely want more engagement. Definitely, I think we all do, and that's one of the ways I feel like, sometimes people message me and they're like, "Oh, I don't know if I can even talk to you," but I was like, "No, give me a call," and like actually send me a text message so I know that this is not some spam call first, and then we can have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I definitely want to. Just recently, you took I think I was checking out your video earlier on YouTube, and you went onto my Instagram and you highlighted one of the older field duties, and that knife was sent back to me by a customer, and he lives on the ranch, and that was his ranch knife. And that original handle had like a bead blast, a fine glass bead blast on it. But when I got it back, the handle was like satin finish. And I'm like, I brought it to my friend Alan, who helps me, warranty my knives. And he's like, this guy used some really rough gloves on this handle, because all the bead blast is gone. It's like completely gone. And then like the blade was like all mangled with like little rust spots and everything because he used it and then keep it clean. So we took it apart. He beat blasted the handle to clip the backspacer and then cleaned the blade up as he could, just with some sandpaper, just take off most of the rust spots out, and then sap and finish it back. So I love looking at knives like that. I love that one of my products was actually used but not abused.
Absolutely. And you
Yeah,
can refresh it, and you know that you're not having somebody send in something trying to get a something for nothing. They're just saying, I've appreciated this and I want to continue to appreciate it.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love
I mean that gives me like such a great feeling that okay, someone actually used this. Okay, good.
Well, I don't use them hard because I live an urban lifestyle, but I do use it very much to open packages, to cut sticks. And Forrest, I'm measuring this. Liam will probably tell me I'm wrong, but I measured the blade at 3.5 inches.
Correct.
New model.
Yep. Yes, you're correct. Yeah. And that was because it was suggested that, the original 3.75 was just too big.
I,
And so I went down to 3.5. And, I think like the EDC size is kind of like the more perfect size for most people, even though people, it's always a gamble, right? You never know.
Everybody has a different hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I can tell you this knife and I've got to talk to you about it off camera, but this knife is absolutely blown me away in every way. And I say that my audience knows I'm 100% objective about things. And this knife is well tuned as my 3.0. I think it has more snap than my cuff, which my cuff's always had less snap, but that's okay. I think it's the way it's designed with the lighter blade. This is the cuff right here. I just failed that. That was user error. But the cuff is just a little bit lighter blade for me, and it's a shorter handle for me to
Right.
get my finger in there. But from a cutter, from a food prepper, this knife, if you ever take it out, I take it camping and use it as our cooking knife.
Yeah.
It's just a great knife. You can use it in your kitchen or to cut steak at Ruth Chris.
Yeah. My friend Edison, when he saw that knife, he was like, this cuff has like the best blade to handle ratio I've ever seen. I'm like, dude, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, well, that's because you can keep your head up and say that. The 4.0 is perfect. It's just a little big for me to carry, but the 4.0 is I'm sure you feel like that's a master knife.
So the 4.0 is my EDC for like the longest time. Like I love this thing. It's for some people told me it was too big. So one day I might do a 3.5. That's actually like something that I've been thinking about, just to be able to keep the lines, keep the same width, but cut out like
Just a
half an
little
inch.
bit of the blade and a little bit of the handle,
Yeah,
or however you mass that out. I was
yeah.
going to ask you, or let you kind of volunteer it. Do you ever think about bringing back things like the field duty EDC for limited runs? Or I know you've got a lot of you're going in a lot of new directions.
So that is the field duty EDC will be coming back. It will be coming back. It probably won't be until the next year. And there were people who asked me for things and like full titanium handles, which I have no idea why, but why not? Why not offer that to someone who actually wants it, right?
Sure.
And I have really liked LMAX a lot, but one day I might try other steels, But yeah, yeah. I mean, because we have access to a lot of different steels that I have not tried before yet.
I would
So
love to see you do a field duty in Vanex. That would make me want to buy another one.
I have actually asked David about that because they could get it. It's just it's always the timing.
And it's
You know,
cost prohibitive, isn't it? Doesn't it really drive up the cost?
it does drive up costs.
Yeah, and you want to be sensitive to that. If the
Yeah,
market doesn't respond to it like I would, I can
yeah,
understand you looking for a different material.
yeah. I mean, a lot of things now. I mean, like, you know, is always sometimes you kind of want to make things, but then you kind of want to see like where people would buy knives, right? And it's like S35VM was like the hot steel for 5 minutes, and then M390, and then now we're still using M390, but there's other steels that I favor,
Hmm.
S90V, LMAX, and who knows what's next. But the prices of steel aren't coming down. Actually, they went the opposite way.
Sure, everything is. I think with inflation.
Oh man, so it's kind of crazy, and we'll just see like how the market responds to the particular product that we're bringing it out. Of course, we want to sell it at a price point that everyone can actually buy it at too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And Dean, I totally hear what you're saying, but like with my Chavez and with my Liong Mah, I purposely chose the G10 and the G10 just to have a little bit more texture. Now I could have gotten the titanium and had some, mod work done to it, and that's a great way to do it. But the reason that I like to go with mixed materials is just simply for the grip.
yeah. The other thing about full titanium is it would add an extra half ounce to an ounce as
Yeah,
compared to a synthetic like G10 or carbon fiber. Micarta is the lightest, and even something called rich light is lighter than regular micarta. But regular micarta is not stable enough to do without a metal backing.
right.
G10 is. G10 doesn't warp, and so your blade doesn't lean to one side. And carbon fiber is the same thing, but carbon fiber is heavier than G10. So the question about the full, why don't you want two full titanium sizes? It's just the weight. That's what it is. Field
Well,
duty.
we're just talking about some of the different, the field duty EDC or the field duty, why someone would want a full titanium versus G10 or, another material on the show side. Weight would be one reason, possibly grip, but Leon looks to make them available in both.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the one concern that I want to point out to people when the samples do come in, it's the weight. It would be the issue, and even no matter how much you relieve the inside on titanium, titanium is still titanium. It'll still weigh some. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It is what it is. Yeah, Forrest, you would love the full size field duty or even a full size cup. That would probably be right in your wheelhouse. They are wonderful knives. Matter of fact, I know a couple of people who have them who like them very much. But you guys have any questions for Mr. Leon? Leon, do you have anything that you're talking to us about
So
Eutektik?
So the first version of the Field Duty Force was a 3.75-inch blade, and some thought that it was too big, and that's why we scaled it to 3.5-inch, but kept the same width. So I wanted to bring out this knife for you, John. This is the Eutektik Everyday Field Duty.
Oh, that's the one that I've seen the pictures of.
Right. So this one actually has a black blade on it with forest green handles.
Oh, I want one.
Yeah. So these will come out later on in the year. We're just doing all the
Let me make you
photography.
big for just a second. I'm going to make your screen big so they can see what they're looking at. Guys, this is what I've talked about for years that I saw a couple of years ago that looks just like the field duty, but it's in the Eutektik spec, which makes it a sub $100 knife or right around $100.
Yeah. So it's
That's
super thin.
gorgeous.
It's right under half an inch thickness in full. So it's very pocketable.
I love the choil. I love the way the trigger on the front of the handle links into the choil.
Yeah.
It just looks like it was so well thought out.
Yeah. And you can thumb hole open it, reverse finger flick it, front flipper, and the clip is reversible for righty and lefty.
I cannot wait. And it's that great deep carry clip, just like on the Trinity that works so well.
Yeah. And the blade is 3.5 inches too on this one.
Which is just perfect. And are you still doing the third one after that one? Are there going to be 3 in the series, or was I wrong?
No, there was 3 in the series, and the last one was the Slim Daily Carry.
I think that's just a home run right there.
Yeah. So depending on where my camera is pointing to.
That's centering it up perfectly. That is just, I mean, that looks every bit like the Field Duty. I mean, the absolute same profile, even though it's a little thinner, but in a...
There is a slight index finger choil here too, but there's also the choil up here. So there are slight differences. And there's a pill-shaped hole instead of the hole on the Field Duty.
Right. So you've got less chance of getting your finger deeply in there.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to flick.
Yeah. But I carried the same.
I think the price point, and Leon will have to answer, but if we looked at the other Eutektiks, they're around $90, Eutektiks. $90, $95, but I don't know what the Field Duty FSD is going to come in at.
It'll probably come in the same price, and it'll be available at your dealers.
Michael Upchurch, welcome, my friend. Let me get that. You're not late, buddy. Glad to see you, my friend. We're just sitting here listening and learning from Liong Mah about some cool stuff coming down the pipe. Terry, I think he said it was going to be coming out, did you say early next year for the Field Duty?
Probably really late this year. And
okay.
Yeah. Maybe October-ish, November-ish.
Lord Needham, have a nice night. Make sure you register for that giveaway because you don't have to be here for the member giveaway.
Good night, Lord Needham. I appreciate all the photos you take off the Field Duty.
He's one of the best posters on Instagram.
Yeah.
The coolest pictures. And I told him today he even shows off his shoes, which I get jealous of.
Oh, where's his shoes?
Oh, he'll wear the coolest shoes. He'll wear nice shoes, and he's got like his dress shoes on, and you just see him kind of in the background out of focus, but you can tell they're banging. They're
Nice.
swaggery.
Nice, nice.
So what do you got going for the rest of the weekend? Do you have any fun plans?
Tomorrow I'm actually going with friends to the Kennedy Space Center.
Awesome.
So I've lived here for like 10 years now, and this will be the first time I'm going to the Kennedy Space Center, which is kind of crazy.
I think that's really cool. I'll tell you a quick story about me, and I won't make it long. But the reason I'm in Huntsville, Alabama, is my grandfather came over with Operation Paperclip. He came over with Dr. von Braun. He was one of the Nazi scientists that was stolen, and so the Russians wouldn't get him. And then him and my mother and my grandmother lived in White Sands, New Mexico, till they moved him to Huntsville, Alabama to start NASA. So Dr. von Braun was my next door neighbor up on what they call Kraut Hill, where I live now. And my grandfather then moved with all of them to Cape Canaveral. So I used to get tours when I was a little kid through there where they'd let me sit in the chairs because he was the director of launch operations at NASA. His name was Hans F. Gruna. If y'all get bored, Google him.
Nice.
So yeah, he was definitely, Leong's not. Leong's in Florida, and he's going to the Kennedy Space Center down in Cape Canaveral, I bet.
Yeah. So it's funny. So I came here and I haven't done any of the touristy stuff, like go to like Disney or Universal or any of that stuff.
Well, you're smart. Those places are set up. Now, Kennedy Space Center, you can get some good knowledge from it. Universal, I found a little bit, Epcot, a little bit interesting, but they're money traps.
Oh, yeah.
They're set up like a casino without the thrill of a game. You just get the frustration of a hot line. And I'm not a gambler anyway, so I don't have much fun in Las Vegas when I go do shows and things out there. But yeah, it's definitely, if you've been there for that long and you haven't fallen victim to those things, now's the time you can go and enjoy them at your pace, right?
Right, right.
And I would
It's like,
choose the big parks like in February. Like
yeah.
when
So
my
most of my,
grandparents used to take me to Disney was in
yeah,
January or February.
yeah. We'll go. Like my friends would go in like October, November when it's cooled down a little bit, so you can actually enjoy being outside,
Absolutely.
and you're not waiting in line with all the tourists who are coming in for like like the 3 months off from school. They're all waiting in line at Disney and Universal, so you're
And
getting at a
you
regular
know,
pace.
and you know you don't have the afternoon thunder showers coming every day. You might get a
Yes.
break from those, so it makes a lot of difference. It really
Yeah.
does. Lord Needham, have a great night, buddy. Brian F., happy birthday, my man. And we'll do some more giveaways here shortly. But buddy, you were anything you want to talk about, or you want to?
Oh man, I would love input on like, what are some of your favorite locks
For me
besides the slip
personally,
joint and the frame lock and the liner lock? What other locks do you like?
that is a very good question. For me personally, I like a bar lock if it's done well. I'm not a big fan of the button lock, but that's just because I feel like it's been done a lot. I think the right button lock could be a really interesting lock. Um, there's so many more rare dreadlocks, compression locks. Yes,
Yeah.
Michael Morgan, that compression lock that Vosteeds tried on the Mayhem. Have you seen that?
Is that the compression lock?
Yes, the compression lock is this,
Isn't is because Spyderco has the compression lock?
but the patent ran out this year.
Oh,
So what Vosteed has done is they have done a Mayhem that uses the button compression lock. So just like the smock. Are you familiar with the smock?
yes, yes.
How
It's a
it
liner
uses
lock with a button on it.
that's exactly what the Mayhem is. And it is selling like hotcakes. Let me pull it up just so you see what I'm talking about. But I think if you design something around either the liner lock or a better liner lock,
Mm-hmm.
that would be because I know Vosteed has had mass success with it. And it's called the Vosteed uh, Mayhem. But they changed the name, so let me make sure it pulls up under this. They recently changed the name. It's the RSKAOS now. So yesterday or the day before, it was the Mayhem. And now it's had a massive price or name change. And I'm assuming it's because there was another knife named that name and somebody
Right.
gave them a cease and desist.
Right.
But it's this guy right here.
Yeah.
It's already sold out.
Huh.
And all it is, and I watched Cole Tri-State had one, and the way it works is exactly like, let me see if I can find a picture of it. Exactly like
The compression lock, except they attach the button to the liner.
exactly. So the liner lock runs on the opposite side. See it inset there?
Yeah.
And so when it's locked up, it falls out. When you push this button, you push this little thing back and it lets the button or the blade fall free.
Mm.
So you never have to get your hand in the path of the blade. I don't like the double grind here. I don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Well, it's probably because that grind would have gone
Cut too much?
too close to the hole,
Yeah.
and they probably thought the low grind would, would.
Make it less likely to cut you.
I don't know. I mean, it's a folder, and if someone is going to cut themselves, they should just use a fixed blade.
Exactly right. But
Yeah.
I think, and I don't know if a ball lock on the Mannix would also be cool.
Yeah.
Something like that right there.
Yeah.
That's a good lock. For me, it's one that's not one of my favorites. I know it's a strong lock,
Yeah.
but I
So
think that compression lock that the Smock uses with the button is one of the best.
so all those locks like the ball lock, access the other type of crossbar locks. they're all kind of variations on like Blackie Collins' boat action, like back in the 70s. And they had like a plunge to the blade, and then they prop the blade open, and then if you pull the spring back, then the blade gets detached. And everybody has just figured out new ways to attach the spring and the bolt to it. And cleanest has been the crossbar lock. There's the snack lock, which I like a lot, and then Demko has the shark lock, and then of course the ball lock from Spyderco, and now Microtech has the ram lock. But
Yes,
they
the
call
ram
it
lock, which is similar to the
variations
ball
of,
lock, right?
yeah, except there's no ball. It's just the metal goes all the way to the blade tang.
Do you
So
play with locking systems much when you're designing, or do you stick with just the ergonomics that make your knives so?
I play with ergonomics a lot, but lately I've been playing with different locks, like not designing new locks, but designing my ergonomics, incorporating certain locks into it.
Hey, Dopey, that's my buddy. That's my brother from another mother.
Hello. Yes, and the Atlas lock from Cold Steel. Yeah.
I've not had a lot of experience with that one, but I'll tell you another lock I really thought was neat. I haven't seen it on the Saviti, but I love the Snex lock,
Yeah.
which is similar to the I guess it's similar in a way to the cold steel, but when I take it apart, it looks like all the components are back at the back as
They're on the
opposed to up
back.
here.
Yeah. And it's a much cleaner lock because you can actually, if you move that spring back, you can actually pull that bar up.
Yeah, yeah, you
And
can
he did it that way so that, you could take a can of compressed air and
and
blow out
clean it
some,
out.
yeah, blow out whatever pocket lint you have in there. This is really smart, just to keep things super simple.
Yeah, I like the way that it comes, and I didn't think that they should have fixed it like they did on the Civivi because I don't think you'd ever accidentally pull it out unless
No,
you just weren't paying attention. It's kind of like cutting yourself with a slip joint because you think it's going to close on you.
yeah, yeah.
Dopey, did you get settled, buddy? Did you make it up here, and are the three of you all in good hands? Dopey moved up here from Florida yesterday, and then we had a buddy move down, if I'm not mistaken, from Michigan, and Grateful Panic. The three of them are living together here in Huntsville.
Yeah. This is the first I've heard of someone leaving Florida. We've had
Yeah,
so many people migrate to Florida in the past 2 years.
yeah, I was surprised that, but I don't know how long he's been there. And a lot of times we all need a new change of scenery, depending on what
That is
life's
true.
throwing at us. I'm at the point of, Forrest, I think the XO is a killer knife, and I love the XOM. I just think it's slick and it's simplistic in its complexity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Leon, I would just let inspiration take you where it takes you, and don't fight it too much because I can't think of a knife. Now, you've designed some knives that don't speak to me, but they sell out faster than the knives that do speak to me. The flipper knives, things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I was having this conversation with my friend Edison. Edison Barajas is a custom knife maker. And we were talking about knife designs, and I was talking to him about different designs and coming out with new designs and redoing the same designs, but maybe change out the scales, change out the way the inlays will be laid in there. And he's like, really? You want to do all that? I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's what keeps it interesting for me. And
Push the envelope.
he's like, Leon, man, you gotta allow people to love the design. And I'm like, huh, this is the constant battle with me, because
That's
I
profound. I didn't think about it like that.
I love coming up with new designs. And I see that there have been certain designs that sell out, and I do a second run and they sell out. And I'm like, okay, I'll do a third one. And then I'm like in this constant battle. Like, should I just keep doing that?
You've got to find a balance that keeps you both inspired and that makes you feel joy making small tweaks or no tweaks to the models that are so well received that people are just voting with their dollars for your brand every time they buy it. As long as you can get some gratification from that and
Yeah.
continue to push your new designs, I think that would be a win-win.
Yeah. I mean,
What you
that's like
do, I think if it came down to one or the other, let your designs go to the wayside till you feel bored enough to bring them back and follow your dream.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like finding that perfect balance, because it's like the brain keeps going and keeps working. And it's like, hey, how about if you do it this way? So then I'm like up drawing to make it work. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, it does work.
Well, we're designed to not ever be satisfied, right? That's the
Yeah.
human striving. So there's nothing wrong with continuing to go back to the drawing board. It's just, I would think for me, it would be very tricky to know when I'd gotten to a point to pull the trigger. But I don't have the skill set to do anything very mechanical outside of make a musical piece. Um, and that's not mechanical. Hey, Chris. But
Oh, don't
yeah,
say
I
that.
mean, I would think just do what you love and get feedback from those close to you. And
Yeah.
I mean, people are going to love your designs because they've always been a win. I think that FSD coming out and this Trinity, when people get a hold of this in their hand and they see what type of price point it is and the way that the knife functions, it's just when I look at what's out there, this will be, since it's an available model, it'll be in my budget knives because I do budgets $100 and under, and I
Yeah.
just did through Q3, but I have not done Q4 yet and the whole year. So it'll definitely be up there because it's that good of a knife.
That would be great. That would be great. Yeah. I mean, sometimes I kind of wish I had because I do everything, right? I do all the email replies, all the shipping, all the packaging, everything. And I'm like, I need to find somebody who could manage all that side and just leave me in a room with my computer to draw. And I'll be happy. You know,
Absolutely. Somebody to run the business so
yeah,
that you can run the design mill or the lab, so to speak.
yeah. And I can go and get that made, and really just see like, okay, like, so someone actually sent me back one of my early knives, right, from Riyadh. And then for like sharpening and everything. And then I handled it. I was like, holy shit, this is rough. I can't believe I designed this. And then compared to like some of the work that we put out now, everything is like rounded. And this was from a conversation with my friend Jim O'Young. And Jim, if not none of you know him, I've known him for about 30 plus years. I've known him since I was like 18 or 19 years old. And I met him at Blaze Show when he released his own knife called the Synergy. It was a button lock. And it is now being made by We Knives. It's the We Knife Synergy. It's the same.
Ah,
Yeah. So if you feel that handle, and him being a professional shooter, he shoots thousands of rounds every single week. And sometimes in a day, he will shoot like 1,000 rounds, right? So he's like, Leon, I love this knife of yours, but there are too many hard edges, and if I'm using this, if I'm shooting this like a gun, I would never pick this up. And then from there, I just started thinking like, oh yeah, it got me to think like, okay, I want my knives to feel like an extension of someone's hands, right? So they can just always have it in their hands and always be comfortable using it. One of my proudest achievements is that my pocket clips don't pinch people's palms,
no.
and that's one of the things that I'm like, oh yeah, if it pinches like this part of my palm, I probably would not carry that knife, when I'm using, because I can't grip it hard.
Right. You can't hard squeeze it, but this gives you no feeling of that clip.
Yeah, and so I'm able to blend it into that hollow part of your palm when you're making a fist, and that's one of the things that I try to do on all my knives, and that was just true like conversations with my friends, like, yeah, you don't want any hard edges because then someone isn't gonna use that knife, or every time they use it, they're gonna be like, you know, that clip or that point, it just keeps pinching them. So I went back to redo a lot of my designs, and even in the conversations with Riyadh, we're like, okay, you guys gonna have to really sandpaper this down, like really sandpaper this to a point where it looks like an edge, but when you handle it, you don't actually feel that edge there and stuff like that, or it blends in enough that it's not poking someone in the palm.
Where it's got that rounding or that little bit of
Yeah.
smoothness.
Yeah. So that's some of the things that we talk about and we think about, because it's really like, things that will set me apart from other knife manufacturers. I'm not really interested in just like pumping out more and more knives. I want to pump out like products that people want to have in their pocket and
Well,
want to use.
you put your signature and your name on every one, so I can understand that.
Yeah, and it's just that's where my mindset goes. And so like I love feedback from people like, hey, how can I improve things? Send me an email. Send me an email.
Do you
Send me
think email's the best way to reach you outside of DM? Because I think emails are probably easier to categorize for me at least.
emails is easier to categorize because DMs just gets pushed down.
Just Liong Mah at liongmah.com.
Yeah, info@leonmar.com. Or if you want to send me a text message and tell me who you are, then that would be a good way too, because then it's a followable thread. But DMs, I mean, I've told people this
Hey,
before.
B Shady.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy. I just greet
Oh,
people when they come in. Five Door and Mark Herrera are in here. We
hey
start greeting
guys.
people. Liong Ma's visiting us, guys. If y'all have any questions for one of the master knife designers of my time in the community, and the designer of my number one, my field duty EDC, the knife that no matter what I compare against it, I have a hard time unseating it from its throne. And I blame Kevin for this, but I thank him for it at the same time.
I have to call Kevin and thank him then.
No, he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. I used to joke with him, and when he went through his little phase of showing Squatch soap, I ordered a bunch of what's that other brand of soap? The more manly
Irish
soap.
Springs,
No, it's they sell it in big bars.
Palmolive.
No, he was doing the Squatch, and they make somebody throw it in the chat. It's got the like battle type soaps, and they make the big soap. It's a competitor of them. And anyway, I ordered him about $40 of it to show him what real soap was like, just to joke with him. But he is his taste, even if he hates something, I know him well enough to know that the knife will suit me perfectly. Or if he loves something, the reason he loves it, whether he sells it 3 days later, I know I will love it. He's the one that got me fixated on these little fixed blades.
Yeah.
And I went through a lot of inexpensive fixed blades to make sure I would utilize one. Like today, I'm carrying this one in my back pocket, but I've started to add to my slip joint and to my regular modern folder a fixie because I love to carry them.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice. Yeah. So that was another conversation I had with a fellow YouTuber, Lee Adderton. He lives in Florida here. Love them knives.
Yeah, I know, Lee.
And I asked him, like, so what knives do you really like? And then he started listing off some knives that he really liked. And then he was like, I just can't keep them all. And I'm like, well, there's no point for you to keep them all. Keep the ones that are special to you, because that is what makes this hobby like special.
The
You know,
collection,
if you're
exactly.
just
You pick
chasing
up the knife
quantity,
and the story that went with getting the knife the person you got it from, the relationship that you formed from getting the knife, what you traded for it. It all becomes part of our richness, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, like who you were hanging out with when you got that knife, who got you into that knife, who told you about that, and then you actually got it and you met the person who, who designed it, and and then you got, to talk to that person.
And then it becomes a lifelong piece of your collection that you can tell your kids and your grandkids about, which I just think's how I got into knives a long time ago before I fell out of it, was my dad sharing that type of history with me. And they were mainly slip joints, and I missed most of that history because it went in one ear and out the other. But it's still, the passion's still there.
Right. Right. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I do shows. And to me, shows are like so much stress. Like the week before the show, right? I'm like going through my list of things that I pack, and then like, of course, all the pouches are black, right? So you gotta like put like different color stickers on them, and they have to be on your list so you know which color sticker matches with which knife, and then how many of each should you pack, and then all the pricing and everything, and then like your banners and all this stuff. And then if you're driving to the show, then you bring your tables and chairs and all this other stuff. So all that stuff has to be packed, and your clothes and all this other stuff. So the week before the show, it's like all the stress. And it's no longer like the other side of the table. Like when I was on the other side of the table, when I was the customer, it was like so much fun and exciting to go to a show and meet the makers, and meet the like my friends who were there, and hang out, go for food afterwards. And of course, we always, pick the best restaurants and everything. Like even if it's a dive, but the food is great.
Just to celebrate with friends.
Yeah. But then now it's like, but I go because I love meeting people. It's the thing that really keeps me going. And when people come up to me and they show me a knife that they got from me from like years ago, or when I was doing only custom collaborations and they bring up one of the knives from then, I mean, that's like plus 20 years already, So it's just like, wow, you still have this, and it's just really great.
Right. It becomes an heirloom for somebody. And that's what good knives, I mean, we can all buy knives all day long, but I've learned that if I forego a lot of the purchases that I used to make, in just a few short weeks, I can buy that knife that I've really been eyeing, that may become a favorite in my collection. And we're always going to be bringing them in to try, right? That's just part of it. I can't imagine not. Have you ever thought about doing a fixed blade? I know you do kitchen knives, but have you ever thought about doing a little EDC fixed blade?
That has been in the thoughts, especially for the Eutektik line, right? There are some kitchen knives coming out this week, and they're coming out with White River knife and tool. They are my 5-inch paring and my 7.5-inch chef knives.
Through White River, awesome.
White River Knife and Tool in Michigan, and they will be S35 VN for like the first few pieces, and then they're going to upgrade it to a different steel after that.
Guys, I've got a White River small game and S35 VN, and that knife has been perfect.
Yeah, I love the 5-inch for all round, because my usual knife in the kitchen is like a 5 to 6-inch paring knife. I do like 90% of the work with that knife. So for the 7.5 to 8-inch knives, usually if I'm breaking down a lot of meat or a bunch of vegetables, then I'll break that out. But the majority of work I do is smaller knives really handle everything.
Right.
Me. Yeah.
And they aren't as cumbersome either.
Yeah, and they're precise cutting, So so that's one of the reasons why I was like, I think the 5-inch would really go well. I mean, most of the time, that's what I would use in my kitchen, And yeah, I know everyone likes the big chef knives, but that's not really necessary.
No, as long as it works and does the task that it's set up for, that's a perfect knife.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. I know my buddy bought a set of knives from you, Blade Show 2022, and he uses them all the time and swears by them.
Yeah, and the thing is, so when your buddy got it from me, there was like one of 9 sets that White River delivered to me, and then they sold out of it, and then everyone came to me, and then I sold out of it. So I was like, ooh, good, sold out of the 9 sets.
That
And then I was
means that means more will go too, because they're
like,
good odds.
and then I was like, hey, when are you doing the next batch? He's like, I think it might be another year from now.
Well, that's the whole thing, because it takes so much time to get things in
Yeah.
planning and get them out. And we as knife community really just need to be patient and
Yeah.
know that, cool things are going to keep coming. We
Yeah.
don't want to burn out the makers to where they don't feel like they're getting love. And vote with your dollars, guys. When you see something you like, I always think it's definitely worth, if you can, go directly to the source. If you need to buy it through a dealer, I know most makers will tell you that's fine, but I always try to go straight to the maker. If I can buy it from them through their site, I know they're making a little bit more margin and it's helping their business continue to be strong while still helping their dealers.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot, John. And I do view my dealers as my partners because I cannot, be out there everywhere like they are. And so I do appreciate the partnership with them too. So
Absolutely. And I love, we have great dealers that give us great knives. So I
yeah.
just think on those few occasions when you can reach out to a maker and come up with something, it just makes the knife have more of a story too, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. And I definitely want to meet everyone. So if you guys see me at a show, the next show I'll be at is Blade West in Utah, Salt Lake City. And
I know Manufacturing and Said Stevie and some of those guys will be out there.
yeah, yeah, definitely come up to my booth. Yeah.
Well, buddy, I appreciate you stopping by. I'm going to do a couple of giveaways and let these guys get out of here. You
All
mind
right.
while we do some giveaways? Or do you want to bounce? It's up to you, my friend.
I'll be here for the giveaway so I can
All right.
check in.
Let's do a couple of things. What I want to do is I want to make sure all the members are getting in on that giveaway. Because typically what I'll do is I'll go back here and play and pull this up and see how many people we've had sign up for it. Let's just do this real quick. And I always tell them to talk amongst themselves while I do this, because they know I'm behind the scenes pulling levers. So right now we have let's see how many comments I've got. Why am I seeing my comments? There they are. All right. So we've got 53 comments. Have you guys, y'all see I'm going to pin it in the post again. And then I'm going to let y'all leave a comment. We're going to do a random giveaway, and then I'm going to do a sneaky channel giveaway, because I've got to do it sneaky wise. So I'm going to pin this comment at the top. And make sure I got this written down right. Chef Rocky won our first giveaway, which was the hummingbird. The second giveaway is going to be a suite of EDC gear from our brother Jim Miller, and it's going to start with this bad little Civivi that I wasn't even aware of. That is a small fry, cool little spear point, kind of drop point, with thumb studs, liner lock. Why is that over my head? There we go. So we've got a Civivi with all the swag in the box. It's a Scintilia. And then we've also got in the same package, we playing cards, and the Olight hadn't been opened yet, pocket organizer. So these three are going to be our non-member giveaway. And what we're going to do is we're going to go, let's see how we do this. Take Chef Rocky, who won the last one. Congratulations, Chef Rocky. And we're going to go no hashtag. And now we're going to put in the comment, it's probably going to embarrass him, but it's not going to embarrass Leon because I didn't hit him yet. Y'all leave Jim Miller in the comment. I want everybody to participate. We've got 45 people in here. And we're going to blow this out so we can do our member giveaway and still have time to chat before said Stevie and then start. Because you know what's going to happen to me. I'm going to start thinking about that Mexican pizza.
If it's the same Jim Miller I know, he's a great guy.
He is a fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Jim Miller lives in South Alabama. I've met him at Blade Show, and we meet on these. He's in all the chats. Yes, Chef Rocky, you were good, brother. All you need to do is email me, and I'm going to put the email address while y'all do Jim Miller. Because I probably didn't give you that. Just email me your address, buddy, and I will send it out to you tomorrow. Now that I have pirate ship, my life has gotten so easy when it comes to shipping. So you can just shoot it right there. So let's see how many people we got. We got 27 out of 47. So there's 20 of you who haven't thrown a Jim Miller in there. You can play for somebody else. And it's a cool giveaway. I'm telling you, it's a rocking giveaway. Michael Miller's playing for Heyman. El Cap Addict's playing for Gary. We all need to wish Gary well. Let's see how many people we got, because I'm going to give it about 20 more seconds.
I think you are the Jim that I think I know.
Louis, put it in there without a space, buddy. Throw Jim Miller in there with no space, just to be safe.
Oh, hi, Louis.
Kids, throw up Jim Miller with no space. You never know, you might win. I'm counting down. There we go. Jim Miller, Chris Wolf got in. Louis, throw in Jim Miller with no space. All right, we're getting ready to go for it. All right, Louis got his in. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good luck, guys. Bang! Brother Chris Wolf, the baddest beard in the whole community. I love it. Chris Wolf, congratulations, my man. Let me write you down, and I'll throw the email in there, and then we'll get really crazy. And Forrest, I've got your Hank coming out too. Got that. And now. All right. Has everybody had a chance to watch the video and leave a comment for the Tucson? We're getting ready to pull for that, and that's a little trickier. So I really need to just balls up and get this this giveaway tool and pay for it. Let's see, YouTube, random comment generator. I think that's it right there. All right. So what I've got to do trickily is I've got to go here. Give me just a second, guys. And I will get this hopefully lined up the way we want it. Let's see. Where is it? What is the video? Guys, I post a lot of crappy videos if I can't find this one. There it is. Let's do this. Let's do this. Go back to this. Everybody still with us? Just getting ready to get real. Don't snooze. Don't snooze. What was that? Copyright strike? All right. Filter. 6. Get comments. Yeah. So, guys, this is for the Tucson. Greg Roney. The man, is proud winner of the Tucson Sidewinder. Greg, congratulations. I don't know if you're here, buddy. Have to be. I will reach out to you on the community tab, and I'll also reach out to you via Instagram if you're in here. My email address is up there. We'll get back to doing. Let me just make sure I get Greg's name down. Congratulations, guys. Like I said, I'm keeping names of you guys who have not won yet, and y'all will win. Awesome, guys. So what was that, everybody?
All right, John. I'm getting ready to get out of here.
Thank you, my friend, for joining. And keep in mind, anytime you want to join, you just shoot me a message. Are you not hearing me, Jim Miller? Take care, Liong.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love you, buddy. I'll be in touch with you.
All right. Take care, sir. Bye.
Take care, buddy.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for joining us. So can you guys hear me okay? Sorry about that. I was having to get behind the scenes, and what I've got to do is I've got to pay $12.99 and get the monthly YouTube comment picker, which seems like a ripoff because it won't let me choose private videos. I've got to go in and make them real quick public, which I know somebody could slip in there if they didn't know I was doing it, but I know they weren't a channel member, right? I just want to make sure I continue to give channel members, I want to give all of you value, but I want to make sure that channel members get a little incentive, win some cool stuff. We'll give away some lights next week. We'll give away some more knives. I've got a bunch of cool stuff. I picked up, just because I'm an addict, I should at least give away a little Rovivon to let somebody try it. If you haven't tried one of these little lights, they are small, they are handy. I've got 3 of them now, plus my big one, plus my angel eyes. Greg Mahoney, you actually won, and you do not have to be here, but since you are here, if you will send me a Gmail, email to kniveslive2021@gmail.com, you, my friend, won the Tucson Sidewinder that'll come with a bunch of swag, titanium, carbon fiber, fantastic ergos, drop shut action, top flipper if you like that kind of thing. I'm not a big top flipper guy, but if you are, this knife will do it for you. But you won, my friend. So you can send me messages in IG, but if you shoot me the email with just your address, I can just copy it, paste it into my pirate shit. You guys get short. He was watching bees. Hey, nothing wrong with bees, guys. I love bees. I love bees. Bees. I sent Bees one of the first knives he reviewed when he was taking knives. I've always been a fan on Bees. It's just I don't resonate with the content. He doesn't resonate with everybody's content, and we're all different, right? But we all love each other because we're all living in the same ditch, and we all have you guys as our mutual friends. So I will never talk bad about Bees or any other content creator, but I won't always watch content creators. Only because there's so many short hours in the day, right? We never have enough hours in the day. And that's just a drag. I'm thinking since we're hanging here and we're going to try to hang, we do have a sit faction tonight, right? Let me check. Oh, let's go. I know it doesn't start till 12:10. These is still bad. Have you guys, y'all know who Tim Dillon is? I'm going to share something with you. I'll probably get demonetized. Can you hear this?
Said he's about to become a fan of the Tim Dillon Show. You can always pinpoint the moment in someone's career when they become a fan of the Tim Dillon Show. Lizzo,
Tim Dillon.
whether you know it or not, you are about to become a fan of the Tim Dillon Show because now you're going to start to hear things with virgin ears. You're going to be. It's virgin ears because you're going to actually hear me for the first time after this event. You're going to hear me for the first time, and you're going to go, some of what he's saying makes sense.
Guys, he is such a contrarian, and he is so funny. And if any of y'all get a chance, watch the Tim Dillon Show. It'll drop this weekend. It's totally over the top. Todd Carr, welcome, channel member. You can lurk anytime, buddy. We're all just kind of lurking. So congratulations, T-Fetch. A PNW pin and a cool light. That is awesome, dude. Congratulations. I won one of my first knives off these. I won this knife. It's kind of a slip joint with a locker. Let me see if I can pop this without cutting myself because it's got this little ring. How's it pull? There it goes. Y'all see this little knife? It's got like little ratchets. It's a we're about to give it away, so it's an copy made in South Africa. Are y'all familiar with these knives? Kind of like a locking slip joint. Very light, centered, very cool. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a giveaway on Bees' honor. Let's do this. Bang. 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 All right, guys. This is for the Okari. The Okari slip joint. It's not the coolest, but it's good knife. It locks. It'll come with swag. And all you got to do is write B's with no hashtag. Just drop your B's in there. And we'll have this little surprise giveaway in his honor. Let's see if there's anything else to throw in here. So, but I did want to show y'all other EDC gear. I'll show you what else we're going to throw in there in the Bees giveaway. This Alley ball tapper keychain. So I'm going to make myself big. So the slip joint locking knife and the Alley ball tapper. So get your B's in there. We got 51 people in here. Let's show B some love and let's give something away in his honor. 27 entries. Now all you have to do is barely pull on that, just a hair, and push on that blade. It unlocks, and then it has several ratcheting positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, locked. Pull it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're up to 34. Get in there for B's, guys. Way to go, Chris. I'm going to give it about 2 minutes, and I'm sweetening the deal. The first slip joint I won from B's, the Alley ball tapper, and Alley nice lanyard zipper pull. You can use it as a lanyard, depending on what you're flipping it through, or you can use it as a keychain or a zipper pull. So we've got 2 handmade paracord deals and the little B's knife. And all you got to do is put B's in the chat. So I'm going to throw it over here and share it again. And then I'm going to give it just a few minutes. Not even a few minutes. I'm going to give it, let's see. I'm going to give it till, I'm going to give it 30 more seconds till 24:30. At 24:30, I'm drawing it. Way to go, G-Ball Vision. Welcome, brother. Get in here. This will be some good swag for you, for your show to give away. M-Bomb. Pick up some of that killer jerky, dude. I'm having to do it again. I've eaten all my jerky. I ate it in like 2 days. 6 seconds. There it is. I'm pulling it. Here we go, guys. Boom. Brother Patina Turner is the winner of the Bees giveaway. Way to go, Patina. I think I've got your address, but email it to, let's do this. Boom, boom. Live 2021 at gbizzle, email.com. Patina, congratulations, brother. So I'm going to say Patina Turner. That was our surprise giveaway that I didn't even know we were going to have. The Bees special. 3 items. And guys, this stuff should all go out tomorrow. So we've got our member giveaway. We've got our brother Jim Miller giveaway, and then we've got the giveaway for our little Jason Knight hummingbird. And then I'm also going to be sending out Forrest's Hanks because he got screwed last week. But guys, that's awesome. And y'all are still here hanging out with me because I know y'all don't come for the giveaways. But congratulations, and I'm glad that you guys won. So let's go back and see. I'll get off of Lizzo. Let me see what our schedule is tonight. Let's go down to Satisfaction. Live. All right, let's go to Said Stevie. Bees is still live. Let's see. Is Said Faction on tonight, guys? B for Baron's been a member for 2 months. Thank you, buddy. He said do something kind for someone to Sharp Guy. Okay, so who was that? Let me go back up here and find it. Patina Turner is the man. See, that makes giving stuff away even that much more beautiful. Patina Turner, that is so kind. Sharp Guy, throw me an email address with your address. I think I might have it, but I might not because I used to take things down to the UPS store where they might have it there, but now I do it all through my pirate ship. So I'm going to say Patina Turner has DKDS for brother Sharp Guy. I love y'all so much. I mean, that's what this community is about. Looking out for each other, looking out for the dude to your left, looking out for the dude, the chick to your right, and looking out for each other, guys. That's what it's all about. Every day, all day. We want to be able to do that. So, guys, did we find out if, yes, Said Faction Spicy Butthole Edition's on tonight? Now, I thought the Spicy Butthole was tomorrow. Is that tonight? Cool. Guys, I hate to do this, but I might have to bail out and go get some food. I can even leave it right here and let y'all talk amongst yourself, and I can go get my Mexican pizzas. Let me see here. Why am I not seeing? Let's go to Said Stevie. All right. Because I know Said Stevie's got his Saturday night thing, but I also know they do the Said Faction because we do it every other week. 1 week I'll do with Lefty Off the Edge, and the next week Stevie and Faction do their thing. But then Said Stevie, their Said Faction's a different show. It's every Friday night. And I'm not freaking finding it. So I'm going to go up here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking on a different page. Late night with Said Faction scheduled for 5/8. That's a different day. Today's the 4th, right? I'm confused. 1:10 Eastern Stevie channels. That's 12:10 our time. So that's about hour and 20 minutes. Awesome. Let's see if I can go back to my YouTube, find that link, and click on it. Let's find that biatch. I can't wait for them to eat hot stuff, man. I cannot wait for them to eat hot stuff. Here's the link. I found it live in 87 minutes. All right, guys. I normally wouldn't do this, but I'm going to have to leave us hanging earlier than usual because I've got to run and get food and get something hot so I can at least feel the pain. I think I'm going to get a hot pickle. Will y'all forgive me if I go a little short tonight? Maybe I'll throw something up Sunday where we have like a continuation of this live. Guys, I love you all. I'm just starving. Leon was great. I hope y'all enjoyed him be here. I did, but not as much as I enjoyed you guys being here. And just so you know, I love every one of you, whether you're a channel member or you're just stopping by for the first time. You're always welcome here. All I ask is you please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Please look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for each other. Go forward with love in your heart. Choose debate, not hate.